Hello, welcome to this introduction of Python and Python libraries. This is a very important video to understand the Python concepts and why to learn Python, what are the use of Python, and plus what are the libraries are available in the Python. Okay, so some points you need to understand about Python. The first part is this language is relatively very simple. So if you are new to the programming, no worries. You can start with Python. Only basic mathematics concepts are required to start with the Python. And in this course also, I make sure that you can able to understand Python from very basic level. It is free and open source. That means you can download it in the free of cost and use it. Even you can modify it and make your own project. There is no concept like compilation in the Python. That is a special part of a Python. So the total code will be executed by the interpreter in the runtime. So there is no process called compilation in the Python. One special part which I like about the Python is Python actually give the name of a type of error. This is very difficult part of any programming language. Suppose you have written a program and it is not running, it is giving some of the errors, and you could not able to figure out what type of error it is. But in Python, we have a special feature, and that feature is going to give you the name of an error. You just copy paste that error into the Google search, and you can able to find out what is the meaning of error, and you can solve it in just few minutes. So that is a special part of Python. Next, it has a large standard libraries. Almost I know 56 libraries are there in the Python, and which is continuously upgrading. So some of the libraries we are going to use in our course. It allow to use your Python in any operating system like Windows, MacBook, Linux. You can use anywhere. Even MacBook and Linux have their inbuilt Python installed. Okay. You can even join two different languages, like you can extend your module of the Python to compile the language like C++ or C. And there's a library called JSON which actually connect the Python and Java language also. It is very interactive way of doing coding with the Python. So I always say let's talk with Python. The reason is if you ask a right question, it is going to give you answer in an interactive format. You can design a lot of GUI using Python. You can use a tkinter as a library to design a Windows application in Python. There are a lot of IoT opportunity, like you can control the hardware using Python. So there are some libraries also available which help you to design and control the hardware. The Raspberry Pi, the controller itself can program in the Python itself. So there are a lot of IoT opportunity are there with the Python. Okay. Now the question is why to learn Python? I'll give you the motivation. All big companies are using Python. All big company. You can name any big company. NASA, Google, Nokia, Facebook, Netflix, Amazon, IBM, Pinterest, Hike, Uber, Walt Disney. Even Udemy is also using a Python. So all big companies, YouTube also using Python. All big companies uses Python. So that is main motivation to learn the Python. How do I learn the Python in depth? That is a question mark for everyone. You have taken this course, so you can able to understand the Python in depth for sure. The first logic is first download and install the Python. I beautifully shown in this course how to download and install the Python ideally, and we are going to work on Google Colab, or you can work in Jupyter Notebook, PyCharm as per your requirement. Start with a free tutorial. Suppose you might have seen some of the tutorial which are available on the free resources. I always recommend after you are comfortable with the some free tutorial, you can offer a certification, like you are into the certification of Udemy. Next, after that, you can participate into online contests which are there to enhance your knowledge on the Python. What next after learning the Python? This course is going to focus on data science. So you can do other stuff also after learning the Python. Okay. So you want to use the Python for data science. You start working on NumPy and Pandas. We are going to cover these two libraries in this course. Next, you want to build a website, you can go for a Django. You want to be a machine learning engineer, try to understand the concept of a machine learning in terms of mathematics, and then you can use your designing the machine learning with Python. If you want to build a software, desktop software using Python, that is also possible, and that you can do with PyQt or Tkinter. You can use the Python for software automation or testing also using Selenium and automation. You can use the Python for AI kind of stuff, like you can design any algorithm like Q-learning, deep Q-learning using Python. So these are the 6 ways you can start your journey after Python. You can be a Python developer also after learning Python. There are 4 ideally which I always work on while using Python. The first is Jupyter Notebook. The second one is Spider, PyCharm or Google Colab. I recommend Google Colab. The reason is it basically run on browser. The main advantage is you don't need to upgrade your PC for hardware requirement. Your total code will be run on Google Colab. So you can start working on Google Colab. If your PC is upgraded version, you can go for a Jupyter Notebook, Spider or PyCharm. But a special part of a Google Colab is you can work on a mobile also with a Google Colab. Okay, these are the libraries which are available in the Python. There are 56 libraries which I know in the Python itself, and there continuously a new library coming up in the Python. But for a data science, we are going to require these many libraries. So for machine learning, scikit-learn, Keras and TensorFlow, any one you can select. But starting of the data processing, we can understand. We can go for a Pandas, NumPy, and SciPy. These libraries you can start with your case studies. For training and testing, you can go for a scikit-learn, Keras, and TensorFlow. Okay. Now the next part is about Seaborn library, about data visualization. So Seaborn, Matplotlib, and Plotlypy are used for the data visualization. So you have data and you want to make a plot, you can use Seaborn, Matplotlib, and Plotlypy. This will be going to cover into the course itself. Okay, so I hope the Python library and Python all requirement you have understood. Start your course with Python basic, advanced, and the library, and then you must go to the case studies of data science. Thank you very much.